Ladies and gentlemen, most people go through life pointing fingers at everything except themselves. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, their lack of resources, or the people around them. But the 1% think differently. They understand that nothing changes until they take full ownership of their lives. They don't wait for someone to save them, and they don't hope for luck to turn in their favor. They take control. They hold themselves accountable for their actions, their results, and their future. The difference between the top 1% and the rest of the world is not just talent or intelligence. It's their mentality. They refuse to be victims of life. They don't waste time complaining about what's unfair or wishing things were easier. Instead, they focus on what they can control and take action. When something goes wrong, they don't look for someone to blame. They ask, what could I have done better? Because they know that as long as they take responsibility, they also have the power to change. Most people give up control of their lives without even realizing it. They blame their boss for their lack of success, the economy for their financial struggles, or their past for their limitations. But the 1% understand that the moment you blame something external, you give away your power. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is responsible for your success except you. And that realization is the most freeing thing in the world, because it means you can create your own future, regardless of where you started. Taking ownership doesn't mean life will be easy. It means that when challenges come, you don't make excuses. You find solutions. When you fail, you don't dwell on it. You learn and adjust. The average person sees problems as reasons to quit, but the 1% see them as opportunities to grow. They don't just take responsibility when things are good. They take it even when things fall apart. That's what separates them from the rest. One of the biggest shifts you can make is to stop saying, I have to, and start saying, I get to. Most people complain about their responsibilities. They say, I have to go to work. I have to work on my goals. I have to exercise. But the 1% see it differently. They say, I get to build my future. I get to improve myself. I get to create opportunities. That simple shift in mindset turns obligation into privilege. Instead of feeling burdened by responsibilities, they feel empowered by them. People who make excuses never win. They justify their failures instead of learning from them. They let setbacks define them instead of using them as fuel. But the 1% operate with a different mindset. They own every aspect of their journey, the successes and the failures. When they make mistakes, they acknowledge them and improve. When they face obstacles, they take full control of their response, because they know that success is not given. It is earned through discipline, resilience, and an unshakable commitment to taking responsibility for their own destiny. This mentality creates freedom. When you accept that everything in your life is within your control, you no longer feel helpless. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop hoping for change and start making it happen. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who had perfect conditions. They are the ones who refused to let their conditions define them. You can either be someone who watches life happen or someone who makes life happen. The choice is yours. The moment you stop making excuses and take full ownership of your future is the moment everything changes. The question is, will you do it? Most people wait until they feel motivated to take action. They rely on bursts of inspiration, hoping that one day they'll wake up ready to chase their goals. But the 1% know a secret that separates them from the rest. Discipline beats motivation every time. They don't depend on emotions to dictate their actions. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They show up day in and day out, whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. One day you feel unstoppable, and the next you struggle to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation, you'll always be inconsistent. And inconsistency is the enemy of success. The 1% understand that results don't come from occasional bursts of effort. They come from relentless discipline. They commit to a routine, stick to it, and execute no matter how they feel. They don't make excuses. They don't negotiate with themselves. They do what needs to be done, whether it's easy or not. Most people start strong but give up when things get difficult. They go to the gym for a few weeks, then quit. They start a business but lose momentum when challenges arise. They make a plan but abandon it at the first sign of discomfort. That's why only a small percentage of people ever achieve greatness. The 1% don't quit when the excitement fades. They push through when others stop. They build habits that carry them forward even when motivation disappears. Discipline is what allows the top performers to separate themselves from the average. They wake up early even when they're tired. They train their minds and bodies even when they don't feel like it. They put in the work behind the scenes when no one is watching. While others seek comfort, they embrace discomfort. While others procrastinate, they take action. That's why they win. The key to discipline is setting non-negotiable standards for yourself. Most people operate on feelings. They work hard if they feel like it. But the 1% operate on standards. They create routines and rituals that drive their success. They don't decide each day whether they should work out, read, or improve their skills. They commit to it no matter what. It's not a question of if, but when. They train their minds to follow through regardless of external circumstances. Consistency is the foundation of success. Imagine if you only brushed your teeth when you felt like it. Your health would suffer. The same principle applies to your goals. You can't build anything great by being inconsistent. Success is the result of small, disciplined actions repeated every single day. That's why the 1% don't aim for quick results. They play the long game. They understand that massive success is simply a byproduct of daily habits compounded over time. It's not about being perfect. It's about being committed. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you'll feel like quitting, but discipline means pushing forward anyway. It means showing up for yourself even when no one else is watching. It means proving to yourself that you are in control of your actions, not your emotions. The truth is, motivation is easy to find, but discipline is rare, and that's why the disciplined few rise while the unmotivated many stay stuck. If you want to be in the 1%, you must learn to operate beyond your emotions. You must commit to the process, trust the journey, and show up every single day, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. Because in the end, success doesn't. Those who wait for motivation, it comes to those who are disciplined enough to earn it. Most people fear change. They resist it, avoid it, and cling to what's familiar, even when it's holding them back. But the 1% think differently. They know that growth requires adaptability. They embrace challenges, seek new knowledge, and evolve with the times. They don't see setbacks as failures. They see them as lessons. Instead of saying, I can't do this, They asked, how can I learn this? This mindset is what allows them to stay ahead while others fall behind. The world is constantly changing. Technology is advancing. Industries are evolving, and new opportunities are emerging every day. The people who refuse to adapt get left behind. The 1% understand that in order to stay relevant, they must always be learning. They don't assume they have all the answers. They seek out new information, challenge their own beliefs, and remain students of life. They know that the moment they stop growing is the moment they start declining. Most people stay in their comfort zones because it feels safe. They fear failure, rejection, and looking inexperienced. But the 1% see discomfort as a sign of growth. They understand that if they're not uncomfortable, they're not pushing themselves hard enough. They willingly step into uncertainty because they know that's where transformation happens. They don't let fear dictate their decisions. They take action despite it. Adapting to change is not just about learning new skills. It's about shifting your entire perspective. The most successful people don't wait for opportunities to come to them. They position themselves to take advantage of what's coming next. They study trends, anticipate changes, and prepare themselves for what's ahead. While others complain about how things used to be, they focus on what's possible now. Failure is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. The 1% know that every mistake, every setback, and every obstacle is a lesson in disguise. They don't let failure stop them, they use it as fuel to improve. Most people give up after 1 or 2 failed attempts, but the elite understand that success is built on perseverance. They don't see failure as a reason to quit. They see it as proof that they are trying, learning, and getting closer to success. The reason why so many people never reach their potential is that they cling to outdated thinking. They refuse to change their habits, their routines, and their mindset. But the 1% actively seek growth. They constantly challenge themselves to be better, to think differently, and to expand beyond what they thought was possible. They don't fear the unknown, they explore it. One of the biggest advantages in life is having a growth mindset. The belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. The people who succeed in the long run are the ones who approach life with curiosity and an open mind. They don't let their past define them. They don't say, this is just how I am. They say, I can improve. I can learn. I can evolve. That's what makes the difference. Most people wish life would get easier. But the 1% don't wish for an easier life. They develop the skills, mindset, and adaptability to handle any challenge. They prepare themselves for opportunities before they arrive. They know that the secret to long-term success is not just hard work, but the ability to pivot, learn, and grow in any situation. In a world that's constantly changing, staying the same is the biggest risk. If you want to separate yourself from the 99%, you must embrace growth, challenge your limits, and adapt faster than anyone else. The choice is yours. Stay stuck in old patterns, or step into a future where your potential is limitless. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right moment. They overthink, hesitate, and let doubt creep in until the opportunity is gone. The 1% don't operate this way. They understand that success doesn't come from just planning, thinking, or wishing. It comes from massive action. They move forward even when they don't have all the answers. They take risks, make bold decisions, and adjust along the way. While others are stuck in analysis paralysis, they are out there making things happen. Taking action is what separates those who achieve from those who just dream. Ideas are worthless without execution. The world is filled with people who have great ideas but never act on them. They wait until they feel ready, but the truth is no one ever feels 100% ready. The 1% understand that success favors those who step up, not those who wait. They know that the only way to build confidence is by doing, not by thinking about doing. Most people hesitate because they fear failure. They don't want to make mistakes, look foolish, or step outside their comfort zones. But the 1% know that failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Every failure teaches a lesson. Every mistake is a stepping stone. They don't waste time worrying about what could go wrong. They focus on what they can do right now. They understand that inaction is the biggest risk of all because it guarantees that nothing will change. The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful isn't intelligence or luck. It's the willingness to execute. The 1% act despite fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They don't need perfect conditions to start. They move forward even when they don't have all the resources. They find a way, figure things out along the journey, and improve through experience. The best lessons in life don't come from books or classrooms. They come from real-world action. Waiting for the perfect time is an illusion. There will always be reasons to delay, always another excuse, always a reason to postpone. But the 1% understand that the only time that truly matters is now. They don't wait for permission to chase their goals. They take charge of their destiny. They trust that even small steps forward are better than standing still. Progress compounds over time, and those who take consistent action will always outpace those who hesitate. The most successful people in the world started before they were ready. They launched businesses with no guarantee of success. They took jobs they weren't fully qualified for. They pursued opportunities that scared them. They understood that action creates momentum, and momentum leads to breakthroughs. The more you move, the more. Action is the ultimate antidote to fear. When you hesitate, your mind fills with doubt. But when you move, fear loses its grip. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more confident you become. The more you execute, the stronger you grow. The 1% build unstoppable momentum by making action a habit. They wake up every day ready to take on the world, not just think about it. The truth is, no one ever achieved greatness by waiting. The people who change their lives, build legacies, and separate themselves from the 99% are the ones who do. They take the leap. They trust the process. They don't wait for certainty. They create it through action. So the question is, are you going to sit on the sidelines, or are you going to take action and make things happen? The choice is yours. Success is not a solo journey. Most people try to do everything on their own, thinking that hard work alone will get them ahead. But the 1% understand a fundamental truth. Your environment shapes your future. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or hold you back. They know that if they want to achieve greatness, they must build relationships with winners, thinkers, and action takers. They don't waste time around negativity, mediocrity, or excuses. They carefully choose who they let into their circle because they understand that who you spend time with is who you become. Most people spend their time with those who make them feel comfortable, not those who challenge them to grow. They stay in the same circles, having the same conversations, repeating the same habits. But the 1% actively seek out people who inspire them to think bigger, work harder, and become better. They understand that proximity is power. Being around high achievers elevates their mindset, energy, and ambition. Instead of surrounding themselves with people who complain, They connect with those who take action. Instead of staying with those who accept average, they align with those who strive for excellence. Your environment is more powerful than you realize. If you're constantly around people who lack ambition, it's only a matter of time before their mindset affects yours. If you spend time with people who doubt themselves, you'll start doubting yourself. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in success, take risks, and push themselves beyond limits, you'll start thinking and acting the same way. Success is contagious, but so is failure. The 1% protect their energy by making sure they are always learning from those who are ahead of them. Building the right network isn't just about being in the same room as successful people. It's about bringing value, learning, and growing together. The 1% don't just look for connections that can benefit them. They also contribute, support, and create opportunities for others. They understand the power of giving, and in return, they build strong, lasting relationships with people who help them level up. They know that success is a team effort, and they surround themselves with those who push them to be better every single day. Most people let their social circles be determined by chance, but the 1% are intentional about it. They go where growth happens. They join mastermind groups, attend events, and connect with people who think differently. They seek mentors, coaches, and friends who challenge their thinking and elevate their standards. They refuse to be the smartest person in the room because they know that growth happens when you're around people who are ahead of you. They are always looking to learn from those who have already achieved what they are working towards. Success is not just about what you know, it's about who you know and who you choose to learn from. The fastest way to change your life is to change your circle. The top 1% don't wait for the right people to come to them. They go out and find them. They build relationships, invest in meaningful connections, and surround themselves with people who inspire and challenge them. The truth is, you cannot elevate your life if you are surrounded by people who keep you down. If you want to rise, you need to be around those who are already climbing. The 1% understand this and take action to align themselves with the right people. The question is, are you willing to do the same? Most people live their lives on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, and follow routines without questioning if they're truly moving forward. But the 1% operate differently. They live with purpose, clarity, and intention. They don't just react to life, they design it. They know exactly what they want, why they want it, and how they're going to get there. Instead of drifting, they take control. Instead of waiting for opportunities, they create them. Instead of hoping for success, they plan for it. Clarity is power. Most people never achieve their goals because they don't have a clear vision. They say they want success, but they don't define what that means. They say they want to be rich, but they don't know how much money they need or what they'll do with it. The 1% don't leave their future up to chance. They set clear, specific goals. They visualize their ideal life in detail. They write down their objectives and create strategies to achieve them. They don't just wish, they commit. Living with intention means making every decision with purpose. The 1% don't waste time on meaningless distractions. They don't let social media, negativity, or other people's opinions dictate their lives. Every action they take is aligned with their bigger vision. If something doesn't serve their purpose, they eliminate it. If something moves them closer to their goals, they double down on it. They live each day with focus, discipline, and a clear sense of direction. Most people let life happen to them. They react to circumstances instead of creating them. They make decisions based on fear instead of purpose. But the 1% take full ownership of their lives. They don't blame the economy, their past, or other people for where they are. They take responsibility for their choices, their actions, and their results. They understand that every decision they make is shaping their future. The reason why most people never break free from mediocrity is that they live without urgency. They assume they have time. They procrastinate on their goals. They put off their dreams, thinking they'll start someday. But the 1% know that someday doesn't exist. They treat every day as an opportunity to get closer to their vision. They don't waste time waiting. They take action now. They understand that time is the most valuable resource and they use it wisely. Living with purpose also means staying true to your values. The 1% don't chase success at the cost of their integrity. They have a strong sense of who they are and what they stand for. They don't follow the crowd or compromise their beliefs for temporary gains. They stay focused on their mission, regardless of outside pressure. They know that true success comes from aligning their actions with their vision and their values with their goals. The power of living with intention is that it gives you control over your destiny. When you know what you want and take deliberate steps toward it, nothing can stop you. You become unstoppable because every decision, every action, and every habit is working in your favor. You wake up with purpose, move with confidence, and progress with certainty. Most people look back at their lives with regret, wondering where the time went. But the 1% don't leave room for regret. They chase their dreams with urgency. They live every moment with purpose. They know that life is too short to be spent wandering aimlessly. And because of that, they rise above the rest. The only question is, are you ready to do the same?